Now we will make the articulated rod. So open that up in your specification tree. Double click on part body. We're going to go into the XY plane in your sketcher. You want to have top view. So down here, select the top view. Our first step is going to create the right hole. So you want to use the circle command. You want to create a circle with radius of 35 divided by 2. Exit sketcher. You want to pad this with a thickness of 21 mirrored extent, which will make the total thickness 42 millimeters. Don't forget to rename your specification tree. This will be diameter 35. Okay, once again going into the XY plane in your top view. Using your axis command, you want to create an axis system through the center of the previously made hole, or circle. Use your control keys. Alright, 35 divided by 2, exactly where the radius is. Same with the horizontal axis. Okay, and on this you want to create another circle, radius 12, and you want to constrain it from a distance of 178 millimeters. Alright, exit sketcher. We're going to pad again to 14 mirrored extent, making the total pad 28 millimeters. Renaming this diameter 24. Alright, going into your XY plane again, into top view. I'm going to create another axis system going through the center. So you can constrain that. The diameter is 24, so this will be 12. Alright, using your lines, well, before you do that, select both circles using the control key. You want to project 3D elements so we can use part of the circles. And you're going to make 2 straight lines. Make sure they're concentric and they stay blue, meaning that they're vertical or are straight. Alright, using the control key, select the 2 lines in your axis. We're going to make them symmetric about the axis, and then we're going to constrain them. Now we're just going to trim the part of the circles that we projected out that we aren't using. Make sure to keep the ones that are in the sketch. Exit sketcher. We're going to pad 9 millimeters on each side. Mirrored extent, making it 18. So here's the overall shape. Now we're going to create the holes that go through the part. So to make it concentric with the already created pads, you're going to select the outer surface and the top surface. Hole command. Up to last so it goes all the way through. And we need a diameter of 24. This is already fully constrained since we said it was concentric. Alright, going to the other side, we're going to do the same thing. Hole command, up to last. This diameter is 15. Okay, now we're going to make the elongated hole. We're going to click the top surface of the center portion. Go into sketcher, in top view. We're going to create an axis system again, like we've been doing. Making sure we constrain it to the center of a circle. I'll use the left, so we're going to constrain it 12 millimeters. Alright, the elongated hole command can be found underneath the rectangle. Select that. Make sure to click on the vertical axis. And if you tab over, you can make a radius of 5. And the length between is going to be 130. And click when it's highlighted blue, meaning it's vertical. As you can see, it can't be moved from this axis, but it can still be moved side to side. So we're going to constrain the leftmost center point to our axis. And this is going to be a distance of 20 millimeters. And now it's fully constrained. Alright, we're going to pocket this out. Okay, and in here it's not going to go all the way through, so we are going to use a dimension. It's going to be 9 minus 2.5. It's going to be 6.5. Now we do this on either side. So we're going to select that, mirror it at the XY plane. click OK. I forgot to go and rename stuff in the specification tree. So for here we're going to say center rod, thickness of 18. We'll add the thicknesses to these as well so we can know. This just makes it easier for if you have to reference your part later on. You'll know exactly what you did, and if you need to make any changes, it makes it a whole lot easier to find. The right hole was a diameter of 28 millimeters, and the left hole was a diameter of 15. The pocket was the elongated hole. And your mirror Alright, the last step is going to be to add your fillets. We're going to have 4, all with the radius of 24, so you can key in 24, and you can select all 4 of the parts that you need to fillet at the same time. So on either side. You can check over here for elements, yes, at 24 millimeters. And there's the part. We're going to create the piston now, so open up the piston in your specification tree, your part body. We're going to go into the YZ plane into Sketcher. We're going to use the shaft command, so right now we're just going to make a profile of the part. Use your circle aligned with the vertical axis. You want a radius of 189 millimeters. You may need to move that. Using your profile tool, you want to make a shape much like the one I'm creating right now. We'll go through and constrain it after we create it. Make sure it is coincidence with the outside of the circle on either side. Using your constraint tab, we want the overall width of the part, the leg width, the height of the inside element, and the height of the outside element. Alright, the overall width is 46.5. It's going to be half the diameter that we want. The leg width is 9.5 millimeters. Outside length is 67, or outside height, and inside height is going to be 62 millimeters. From there, just move your circle around to make sure that your shape that you created won't move. From there, you want to constrain the bottom of your profile to the horizontal axis using your control key. Select both and use coincidence. The final step is trim the outside of the circle that we're not using. Alright, exit Sketcher. You want to use the shaft command, 360 degrees, and your axis selection, you want to be the leftmost line. And that will give you your overall cylinder shape with the center cut out. Next we want to do the top groove. We're going to name this in the properties. It's going to be base L shaft. Alright, so going into the YZ plane, we're going to create the top groove. So we're going to project 3D silhouette edges. Just click OK. You may need to zoom in a little bit. You're going to use your profile tool with the line to create a rectangle, making sure you're coincidence with the line. And we need to constrain the width of the rectangle, the height of the rectangle, and the distance from the top of the shaft. Overall width is 4, overall height is 3, and distance is going to be 2. From there, trim the part of the projected element that you don't need in your rectangle. And on the other side, we're just going to select this and make it a construction line, so it won't be used when we use the groove command for the top groove. Alright, exit Sketcher. As you see, it's in the figure. So groove command, 360 degrees. You want your axis to be the center line. And that gives us the first of the top grooves. Rename this top groove in your specification tree. As you see in the picture, there are 4, so we're going to, with top groove selected, we're going to use the pattern command for 4 instances at 5mm spacing. Reference element is going to be the centerline axis again. Click OK. That gives us the 4 top grooves. Don't forget to rename this in your specification tree. Alright, now for the bottom groove, we're going to go into the YZ plane again. This is very similar to the top groove. Project 3D elements, okay. Zoom in, using your profile tool. Create another rectangle, coincidence with the line. You want to constrain the width. The height, and the height from the base. Alright, width is 4mm again. Overall height of the rectangle is 2, and it's 7mm from the base of the shaft. We need to trim the projected edges that we are not using. And once again, making the left line a construction line. Exit sketcher. Groove command 360 around the center axis. Renaming this. Alright, so to do the next step, we need to create a plane from the YZ, offset by 25mm, and it'll still be inside of your figure. Select that plane, enter sketcher. We're going to add in the center detailing of the circle. So using your circle command, aligned with the vertical axis, create a circle of radius 39 divided by 2, since the diameter is 39. We want to make the height of the center point of the circle 27mm up. From there, it's fully constrained since it's green. Exit sketcher. Using the pad command, up to surface, with the limit being the shaft wall. Click OK. If you look from the bottom, it padded it all the way to the wall. From here, we're going to make the circle that goes all the way through the cutout of the hole. So you're going to select the outer surface and the inner surface using the control key and the hole button. This makes it automatically concentric, meaning we don't need to constrain it. It's fully constrained already. I'm going to say up to last so it goes all the way through with the diameter 22, push OK. For the last hole, we need to create another plane. So plane, offset from the YZ. The total diameter is 93, but it comes from half, so we need 93 divided by 2, offset. We'll name our planes right now. The first one will be YZ, offset 25mm. And this one will be YZ, offset 93 divided by 2mm. Don't forget to rename all your parts in your specification trees so you can go back and reference them easier next time. This will be diameter of 39, and the hole was a diameter of 22mm. And use the hole command, cut it through a specific amount, so you're going to use the blind. The diameter is 38, and you want the depth of it to be 4, which is why we use the blind hole. You're going to go into sketcher, and you want to, with the X, and using the control key, selecting the circle, you want to make it concentric with that circle, automatically constraining it. Exit sketcher, click OK, and there's your outside circle. And this is a diameter of 38, depth of 4. Alright, selecting your inside pad and both of your holes, you want to mirror it around the YZ plane. Click OK, and there's your piston.